Hey everyone, welcome to the Breakthrough Entrepreneurs Show, where we empower entrepreneurs, solopreneurs to. Hey everyone, welcome to the Breakthrough Entrepreneurs Show, where we empower entrepreneurs, solopreneurs to overcome the challenge of work-life balance, burnout, break bad, old, unhealthy, negative habits, behaviors, build new habits, create new rituals, new routines. I'm your host, Muhammad Faraj, and today I'll be talking about build this time management system in your entrepreneurial life. So, we all know how important time it is, and time is our best asset because when we work on our businesses, when we are building that company, when we are working as entrepreneurs, our time is our power, our time is our best asset because when we work as entrepreneurs, we don't only rely on energy or habits or healthy life or strategies or projects. We rely so much on our time because our time is one of our weapons, it's one of our tools to succeed, to grow our businesses, to invest our time on our future, on our goals, on our dreams, to use our time on spending good quality time with our relationships, with our families, with our friends, to that will strengthen our relationships, to show them how much we care about them, how much we love them, how much they mean to us. And we strengthen our relationships with our clients, with our teams, with our audience, with our community, with the people that we are serving, that we are improving their life, that we are supporting, that we are helping. So, to do all this, we need time because without time, we can't do so much. We can't work on so many projects, tasks that take so much time, that requires too much time. So, one of the mistakes that entrepreneurs make, and so many entrepreneurs don't reach their goals, don't reach their milestones. They start that business or they start that company, but it takes them years to succeed. It takes them years to accomplish goals. Why? Because we consume so much time in our life, but we don't realize it. We don't pay attention. We're not aware of where our time is being used or consumed. So many times we use a big chunk of our time, a big chunk of our day, a big chunk of our week on things, on activities, on places, on people that are consuming so much time. But it's not a good use of our time. So that's why I am going to talk about time in this episode, and I am going to share with you a system that I have built in my own entrepreneurial life that has helped me save so much time and use my time efficiently. Because when we talk about time management, we're not talking about only working on our businesses or working on our projects, tasks on our to do list. We're not talking about only productivity, but instead, we are talking about our entrepreneurial life because our entrepreneurial life involves our friends, our relationships, our health, our activities, our meetings, our strategies, our conferences, our events. So it's not only about working on our tasks or our projects on our to-do list, but there are so many areas in our life that requires time as well. So that's why it's very very important that we pay attention on our time, that we become aware where we are using our time, where our a big chunk of our time is going or being used. So I used to be someone who had bad habits. I didn't care so much about my time. Like, I would wake up in the morning, I would spend at least like 30, 40 minutes, I don't know, doing things that I didn't know what I was doing, like preparing things or putting clothes on or making coffee. But I was doing things that were consuming so much of my time, but I wasn't aware of it. I wasn't tracking my time. I wasn't checking my time. So I used to consume so much time throughout the day, even on certain tasks, projects that wouldn't take so much time. I would still consume a big chunk of my time because I didn't care about it, because I didn't know the value of time, because I didn't use my time efficiently, because I had so many bad habits that were costing me to lose so much time of my day, that I could have used that time on my goals, on my dreams, on my relationships, on my health, on my growth, on my learning, on my building skills, on learning more things in life. But I was consuming a big chunk of my time on things, on activities that didn't add any value, that didn't help me in any way to become healthier, to become more efficient, to become more productive, to become more focused, to become more meaningful or purposeful or useful. So I would wake up in the morning and I would lose at least 30, 40 minutes, and I had no idea where that time went and why. Because I was so lazy, because I didn't think about my time, because I didn't manage my time, and most importantly, because I didn't have a system that I'm following. So when you lack system, when you don't have a system in your entrepreneurial life, I promise you, you will end up waste days, weeks, months. You have no idea where those went. You will look at your business, you will look at the level in your entrepreneurship like you are way below, you are very late, because you've been using so much time on things that are outside of your health, that are outside of your business, that are outside of your vision, but you didn't realize it, you didn't know it, because we're not managing our time efficiently. We're not tracking our time. We don't pay attention where our time is being used. You see, when you work from 9 to 5, when you work at any company, they even look at the minute, like a 1 minute, even like 1, 2 minutes is very important for that company. It doesn't matter if you're working at the school or a company or a consultant firm or any authority. Everyone values time, everyone knows how important time is. So you can't go late, you can't come back to your work from lunch break late, you can't go complete or finish your work day earlier, so you can't attend a conference or a meeting late. the you see, time is so important for everyone. So when we don't schedule, when we don't build a system, when we don't track our time will be used everywhere, will be consumed in many things in our life, but we don't know until we pay the price later on, until when we look at the end of the month, at the end of the year, we look back and we feel disappointed, we feel surprised about how did that year went or passed by, and I haven't grown my business, I haven't reached those milestones, I haven't accomplished my goals, I haven't gained those clients, I haven't grown my business, my company, because you've been using so much time outside of your life. So This is a system that I built in my own entrepreneurial life, and I've been running and using this system daily, weekly, monthly, and it's helping me a lot being efficient, being more productive, being focused, completing daily tasks, projects on my to do list, meeting my deadlines, reaching my milestones, my goals that I plan every week, every month. So, what I do is I follow a habit tracker. I track my habits. I track all the habits, all the rituals, all the routines that I'm implementing every day and throughout the day. I track, I document, I record every minute, every hour spent. I want to make sure where most of my time is spent. Am I spending a good time on my health, on my productivity? Am I using a good block of time on my tasks, on my projects, on my to do list, on my goals, on my dreams? Am I using a good block of time on spending time with my friends, with my family, with my relationships, talking to my parents, to my siblings? Am I using a block of time on helping others, being volunteer, serving others, supporting other people? So I track all my time. I track all the tasks, all the projects, all the activities, all the events, all the meetings in my schedule. I track them minute by minute, hour by hour, and I always make a review and I make adjustments and I reflect on my time on my habit tracker, because I want to make sure that I am improving, that I am transforming my time skills, that I'm building a better habit, that I'm improving my habit by tracking all my time. And I use most of my time on things that are purposeful, that are meaningful, that are impactful. So I use a big chunk of my time on my goals, on my dreams. I use another big chunk of time on my health, on my energy, on my rest, on my recovery, on my relaxation, on my motivation, on my clarity, on my visualization, on my mindful relaxation practices. I use a big chunk of my time. I use a chunk of time on my relationships, because I want to make sure that while I'm working on my business, while I'm an entrepreneur, I don't want to ignore my relationships, my friends. Instead, I would love to strengthen my relationships. I want to build, grow my relationships with the others, because I know, I understand, and I believe that I can't succeed in my entrepreneurial life without those peoples, without their support, without their belief, without their help for me. So I make sure that I spend a good quality time with my relationships, with my friends. I go to the church every week, even though I'm Muslim, but I love church. I love Christian people. They're my friends. They're wonderful. So I make sure that I go to the church. I spend time being faithful, and I spend time relaxing, resting, spending good time on my faith, on believing on God. So I use a chunk of my time on my healthy life. I make sure that I implement morning routines and evening routines, rituals. I go to the gym, I do a full workout training, and then I go out. I usually do outdoor work training, like physical activities like playing football, soccer ball, or baseball, or I play hockey during the winter. I do running outside, jogging, and biking. So I spend a good quality time on my health, doing relaxation, doing meditation, doing resting, recovery, because I want to make sure that I am balancing my life. I want to make sure that I am following along with my goals, with my dreams. I want to make sure that I am maintaining a good, healthy relationships in my life. I want to make sure that I am maintaining a good level of energy where I'm not tiring, exhausting, and depleting my energy in one area, and then I will not be healthy. I will not show up fully happy, energetic to into other areas in my life. So I want to make sure that when I am balancing my time, when I am blocking times for each activity, each event, I am making sure that I am using a good time on my health, on my energy, on my clarity, because I want to maintain a good, positive, happy, fulfilled, healthy life, because life is not only about businesses or achieving goals or dreams, but life is about making good relationships as well, spending a good quality time with our friends, with our partners, with our wives, husbands, our families, our children, our grandparents, because they are important to us too. They mean to us a lot too. They are more lovable than anything else in life. So I make sure that I distribute and I block time on each activity, each event, because so many times when we work too much on our businesses, we ignore our relationships. We spend more time on our businesses, on our projects, on our tasks, on our companies, on our goals, on our dreams, but we spend less time with our relationships, with our friends, with our families. So we end up kind of losing that relationship, or that relationship is not growing, is not strengthening. So people will look at you as you're putting so much focus, so much concentration, so much time, so much energy on your business, but you are ignoring them. It feels like to them that your business, your goals, your dreams are more important than them. So we don't want to do that. We want to balance our life, because we want to have those people in our life when we need their help, when we meet setbacks or challenges, when we fail sometimes, when we struggle in our business. Who are we going to? How are we going to get help? What are those people that will support us, that will stand for us, that will be on our side if something bad ever happens in our business, if we fail? Who are we going to? So, the only people that you're going to ask help and ask their support, and they will stand for you, they will encourage you, they will help you emotionally, they will coach you, they will show you their support, their belief in you, are those people that you have in your life, your relationships, your friends, your family. So do not ignore them, do not lose them, do not spend less time with them. Instead, spend a good quality time with them. You want to show them how much you love them, how much you care about them, how much they mean to you, how important they are in your life. Manage your time and block a good chunk of your time in your schedule, and use this time for relaxation, for resting, for rejuvenating more energy, for getting more motivation, for growing that drive in your heart, by spending good quality time with your family, with your friends, with your relatives, because they are important. We only live one life, and life is short. So if we don't use good time with those relationships, with the people that they love us, that they constantly think about us, that we are in their thoughts, what is the meaning of building that business? What is the meaning of achieving goals or building that company or making your dreams come true if those people are not involved in your journey? What is the meaning? What is the enjoyment? What is fun? What is meaningful in life if we're not maintaining good relationships in our life? Because if something happens to you, if you ever get sick, or if you injure yourself, or if something bad happens in your health, in your body, nothing will help you other than those people in your life. They will stand for you, they will visit you, they will ask you if you need any help, they will follow you to the hospital, they will come to your home, to your house, and visit you. So why would I just spend most of my time on working on business, on goals, on dreams, and ignore my relationships, ignore those families? Instead, you can replace this habit. When you finish your work for a day, or when you complete your work during the week, book a time with your friends. Ask them, send them SMS or messages, call them, show them how much you feel about them, show them how much you think about them, that they are in your thoughts, that you have them, you love them. Make them feel like they're the most important people in your life. Make them feel like you are rich of having those relationships or of having those people in your life. So manage your time, build a system, and this will help you improve and transform your entrepreneurial life. So the other part of my system is I don't waste time going to restaurants or fast food restaurants, stand there in a queue, wait in a queue or in a line just to order some chunky food. Instead, I would use that time on my business, on my relationships, on my health. Why would I go waste my time where every time I see people are standing in those restaurants or in those fast food restaurants or trailers, they're standing in a queue for at least 30-40 minutes waiting for their pizza, waiting for their hamburger, waiting for their fast food order. Why would I use a big chunk of time on these places, on these unhealthy things? Why would I not cook a healthy food at my home, and it will take much less time than there, and I will be eating healthy, I will be eating with my family, I will be saving good chunk of time so I can spend it later with my friends, with my families, with the people that I love, that I care. So I feel so struck when I see people are wasting so much time in those places, in bars. Some people, they go to a bar during the weekend and they're drinking, they're talking for hours. Why would you use this big chunk of time on this place? If you want to be healthy, if you are a dreamer, if you are a professional, successful entrepreneur, you would never spend or waste 1 minute in a bar talking, drinking, and wasting your time. So instead, spend your time with your family, with your relationships, with your siblings. Show them how much you love them. Listen to their thoughts. Ask them questions. Talk to them. Listen to what they wish in their life, what they are working on. Listen to their goals, to their dreams. Talk to them. And instead of going to a restaurant or a bar and waste hours there, you can use that time to do some fun activity. You can use that time to go to the gym and do a full workout that will improve your health, that will make you a better person. Instead of wasting your time, you can use a big chunk of time reading books, reading, learning, growing. Find out how people are succeeding in businesses. Find out about health, about nutrition, about habits. Why wouldn't you do that? You are growing, you are improving not only your life, but you are improving your family's life as well. So this is one of the part of system that I have built in my life, that I make sure I balance my time. I block a good chunk of time on all these areas that I mentioned earlier, and I don't waste my time on places, on activities, on things that are unhealthy, that are not bringing me any happiness, any fulfillment or success, that are not contributing into my healthy life. They're just wasting my time. So the other part of my system is I usually use timer whenever I make dishwashing, or even when I take shower. I set 10 minutes timer. So I use timer for dishwashing. I use timer for taking shower. I use timer when I go to the gym, do my workout. I use timer even on some activities, some projects, some tasks that I don't want to spend a big chunk of time on those tasks, because I know if I set a specific time, I know I